Hello. Welcome back. It's been a minute, but we're back. Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Prosecutor's Gambit. I did miss this game. I'm kind of changing up how I do my schedule. I'm going to start trying to stream on Friday and Saturday because I think my hesitation with this game in part had to do with just like my voice. And on Sunday mornings I usually talk quite a bit. But also even today when I was setting up, I was like, oh my god, and tomorrow's Monday. And then I was like, no, it's Saturday. I still have a day of weekend. And my brain, I guess, has been associating this game with, like, bad. You know what I mean? Like, and not that I hate my job or anything, but it's just like, ugh, like, the grind. And so it's like end of weekend, like, oh, you know, the Sunday blues. So we can use Sunday blues for something else. Like when I can't stream on a Friday or Saturday. Or maybe more Japanese language streams, because I do miss doing that. I really want to play Unpacking in Japanese, but anyway. Last time, we figured out that Simeon, our suspect, he's the suspect, he's our client. He actually works for a very big circus under Regina. And he is kind of just like a peon, but he works really hard. And so we were discussing that issue with her, Regina Barry, as you may remember from Game 2. And then also, oh my god, what's her name in this version? Roland. I forget her name in this new version. The warden. We were discussing with her as well, so kind of left off in the middle there. We have some questions for sure. There's just a lot of pieces that haven't been put together yet, but we know, Edgeworth and Company didn't really like comment on it, but we know at the well outside is a tarp the same color as the tarp that was found around the body. But they didn't comment on that because they're stupid. Okay, this has got to be Gumshoe. Oh, a great voice to come back to. Also, I'm gonna start like doing the like a couple minutes break for myself again too. I think that'll help me in the long run. Anyway. Sir! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Whew, I finally caught up with you. I also got a cushion for my butt. And it forces me to sit up a little straighter, so that will also help me not use my voice badly. Detective, you're not needed elsewhere? No, the judge and the kid aren't here yet. Oh, and I got your message. So you searched the victim's cell. Did you manage to turn anything up? Right, we did the holding cell the other day. We struck gold, sir. Well, blood anyway. It was right there on the floor. Only in tiny specks though, but at least it's something. Yeah, it proves that the holding cell was the scene of the crime, right? Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet. I thought you'd say that, sir. Which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked for forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on it as we speak. Nice work, Gummy! You thought of everything! Detective, I must say I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something? Gee, don't look so surprised, sir. Yeah, sometimes Gumshoe is on it. I just hope things continue to go in our favor. Alrighty, so that's proof that the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick, we find out how that dog got over there. Right, because we have the video of him getting attacked by the dog, the black dog. Or a black creature. Don't worry, you can leave that one to me. Until the kid and his chaperone get here, we've got the whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along. Oh my god. Please tell me... Secret weapons? That's right. A few tools of the trade that have helped me bust more than a few cases wide open. Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dick Gumshoe, ace detective extraordinaire. Well, I don't know about you crazy cats, but I'm sold. Miles? Very well, detective. We'll try using your secret weapons. You got it, sir. Let me run you through the list. Hello, hello. I'm attempting to clean a little, so I'll probably be mostly lurking. Hi, Nem. I'm so proud of you. I thought about cleaning earlier, and I just didn't. I just didn't. Like an idiot. No, my body wasn't feeling it earlier. Secret weapon number 1. My trusty old metal detector. If it's made of steel, silver, or scrap, this little guy right here will find it. Our trusty companion from case 1-4. So, it detects metal. Very good, detective. Next up, secret weapon number 2. Missile! Everyone's favorite crime-fighting canine. He can track pretty much any scent you put in front of him, especially food. He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Connis's dog. And now for secret weapon number 3. Where'd I put it? Aha! Not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't either if my place wasn't starting to look like food tapas. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. I spilled some baking soda last week on the floor and I haven't cleaned it up yet. It's just sitting there. I was like, maybe it'll spread out on its own and I won't have to think about it. It's just sitting there. It's bad. Executive dysfunction's bad. I'll talk about... When we take a little break, I'll talk about my thoughts on that later. Anyway. This is straight out of Turnabout Goodbyes. Am I one snapper short of a schooler? Is that a fishing rod? Don't tell me we're going fishing for clues. No. I mean, I just happen to have it with me is all. I see. Well, onwards and upwards, detective. Let's see what else you have. That's all she wrote, sir. Yeah, I feel you. What happens? Yeah, it just feels bad. Because it's like, I hate it. Why don't I just do it? I hate it. Gummy, you're 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7, and one of them was a fishing rod. Sorry, but that's all for today, okay? I'll, show you the rest next time. What do you think I call them secret? God can't just go sharing everything all at once. That's crazy. In that case, then I suppose the 3 you've deigned to reveal to us will have to do for now. Alright. Which one do you want to try, sir? Let's do... Look at my... I don't think Well, you know what? Let's play with Missile. You got it, sir. Hey, Missile, here, boy. Oh, he really came. So, what are we tracking? We're trying to find out how Mr. Connis's dog got to the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same route was used to bring Knight's body back to the prison. So we gave the pooch a sniff of the body. Oh, this is the right option. Huh. And he'll find that route for us. Oh, a sheep. Does anyone else smell something sweet? All I smell is the odor of blood. It's faint, sir, but it's there. Almost like cake, maybe? Why would the body smell of cake? Okay, Missile, get a noseful. A good boy. I don't know, are Shiba Inu good at tracking, I wonder? I don't actually know what their breed classification is. I think it's sporting dog. I think they hunted game, traditionally. So maybe they would be good at this. Here we go, follow that dog. Because I know like a herding dog isn't necessarily the best at this because they're not necessarily trackers. That's the way to... He's headed for maximum security. Uh-oh, he's going in. We'll just have to follow after him. This is Connus' cell, though the man himself is absent, it seems. Is he meeting with someone in the visitor's room? Do you think Missile's onto something? Shh, looks like maybe he is. Yeah, I think they're hunting dogs. Yeah, I thought so too. Because they're like... Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull out something and then I'm going to check myself. I think the different classifications of dogs are... herding dog, hunting, sporting, toy. Oh, there's one more. Classifications of dog breeds. I used to know this when I was young. Terriers. God. Okay. Herding group, hound group, which I think of as the hunting group, like a bloodhound. Toy group, non-sporting group. Okay, yeah. Sporting group, terrier group, working dog. Oh, working dogs. I should have thought of that. I think a German Shepherd is a working dog. And then miscellaneous. So let's see. God, leave me alone. Let me see what a Shiba Inu is. Shiba Inu. If it's a hunting dog, or if it's a sporting dog, or a hound. What are you? Okay, traditionally bred for hunting. What do you... Shiba Inu breed class. Let's just say breed class. I know it's domestic. Internet. Stupid. What are you? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. No. Oh my god. Non-sporting. Okay, interesting. That's not what I would have guessed. According to the AKC, the American Kennel Club. Bark, 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 bark. Is there something here? Let's get snooping, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Connus' chisels. Every one a potential murder weapon. That reminds me of something. The furrows in your brow. When you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel to your forehead. I have no idea what you mean. See, they're so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Wood-carving face. Have you quite finished? Me, if I'm honest. I feel like that's the one place I really show my age, but it gets covered because I have bangs. Get fucked. Tea and rice crackers. Mr. Connus clearly doesn't lack for comforts. I can think of worse ways to spend my time in jail than drinking tea and playing chess. I thought this was maximum security, not maximum comfort. How come nobody else gets this special treatment? Complaining to me isn't going to help. Perhaps you could take it up with the man himself? Yikes! No thanks! Mr. Connus' chess set, complete with his special dog piece. That's not a chess set, that's a whole chess table with legs. Looks like it might be worth something, too. It's not inconceivable. Some of them are, and this is quite a nice one. I never would have pegged Mr. Connus as a chess fan, though. What with the whole Eastern aesthetic he's got going, I thought he'd be more into Go. Go, huh? Can you play? I can play Go Fish! Not the same thing, Kay. Not even close. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, but my headcanon for Kay is that she's, like, part Okinawan. Like, Ryukyuan. And I think it would be really funny if she said that and that was the case. Anyway, the obvious. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, that chisel on the floor is a bit smaller than the others. I'm no woodworker, but perhaps it's an all-purpose one that can be used in a pinch, regardless of the job. An all-purpose pocket chisel! Makes sense! Always nice when your tools are useful and easy to carry. Is that your opinion as a thief? Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief. I walked into that one. What's the matter, boy? Wait, is this cake what you were after? Woof, 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 woof. Whoa, 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 whoa! Down, boy! Stop that! Bark, 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 bark. No, you can't have it. Dogs can't eat chocolate. You know that. If you don't behave, I'll just have to eat it myself. Not bad. That's some real outside the chocolate box thinking there. Not sure everybody agrees, though. Gummy! I wanted some! Daring of you both to assume the food in a prison is safe to eat. Well, daring or dumb. So anyway, it looks like it really was cake Missile was tracking. Talk about a waste of time. Suppose we got our just desserts. That's the wrong that's not the right spelling. Or is it? And then never mind. But the little guy is definitely capable, right? Sure he is. This was just a blip. He'll follow the right scent this time, I promise. Seek, boy! Hell yeah. Whatever you say, Missile. If I were honest, and I, like, left my cake out, and then was like, no one will touch it. I have a maximum security cell. And then you, like, go off, and then you come back and your fucking cake's gone, I would be pissed! I would be ready to commit another crime. Ooh, I think he's onto something. God, I love the gang. Whatever it is, it's in there. Mr. Carcerado's cell. We need to take a look inside. Detective, call the guard. Yes, sir. Thank you, officer. A question before we begin. Which one was it? Just Deserts. Oh, Just Deserts is the proper spelling even though it looks weird. Oh, it was. Okay, so it was that, but I was like, if he's making a pun, wouldn't it make more sense to make it as desserts? And then I was like, well, that's why I said never mind, because it is the right spelling for the thing. It just doesn't make, it's not as funny as of a pun as it could have been. Do you get what I mean? It would have been funnier if they had spelled it wrong. Right, but because you aren't reading, like most people aren't reading this out loud when they're playing it, I think it would have been funnier if it had been right in the double S. Thank you, officer. A question before we begin. Is the prisoner, Mr. Carcerado, still in solitary? No, sir. He came back a little while ago. And he was here for the noon roll call. Guess he must be on work duty someplace. I see. Now, if you would be so kind as to open his cell. Yes, sir. Gotta lose. No. Because, like, I laughed because I said it out loud. If I were reading it, I don't think I would have, like, understood the... Or I would have understood the pun, but it wouldn't have been as funny, I think. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just looking at the stuff in his room. The fact that this is Roland or LaBelle or whatever her name is. What's her name in this version? Fuck. Lagarde. The fact that this is Lagarde is very funny. Okay. So how many minutes do you think this timer is for, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, Mr. Carcerado is a boxer, so 3 minutes would be my assumption. Same as the length of a round in boxing. Bzz, thanks for playing. No, she would be like, thanks for playing, but the correct answer is kind of maybe about 2 minutes. Why? Because there's a crack in it and a bit of the sand spilled out. Why does it hurt so much when she's right? My friend They were doing a thing on Instagram that was like, suggest a cosplay and I'll tell you if I'd actually do it. And I was like, oh my god. The first thing that came to mind with her, I was like, Kay Faraday though. And she was like, I genuinely do want to do that. And I was like, come to me. It would be perfect. We have like the exact height difference too. It would be perfect. Radiator.
I'm surprised that they give the prisoners heaters. You unusually kind. Or unusually careless.
I wonder if he uses it all year round?
To help him lose water weight, maybe?
Yeesh. I hope his furry friend can deal with the heat.
I'm sure they've learned to sweat things out together by now. This punching bag has certainly seen some use.
Oh! Bark, 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 bark. What breed were you again, Missile? Sure it wasn't a boxer? That was good. Oh, bark, bark.
No way. No way indeed. Quickly, detective, move the sandbag aside.
Oh, is this the correct answer? Oh no, I wanted to explore.
Yes, sir. Oh. A hole. Could this be?
Bark, 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 bark. Sorry, dog bark. I'm not doing that.
Whoa there. Wait, Missile.
I'm going in too.
Wait, stop. Sir, I'll go get her.
Oof, that's tight. Shouldn't have eaten that cake.
He's gone. Well, I'm not going in there. Guess we'll just have to wait.
God, he's funny. I wanted to get all the dialogue.
Hello? 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 Kay? Are you alright?
You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center.
The detention center?
That hole? It's a tunnel that leads right into Mr. Knight's cell.
What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Sorry. That has become such a, like, thing I say now. Courtney Miller, you will always be famous to me.
Kay!
Hey there, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say we made a breakthrough.
Quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think. Sir, the floorboards under the bed were torn up. Oof. So that's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. This must be the route we've been looking for. The corridor connecting the detention center and the prison is locked down by heavy security doors.
It's so good. Right. It's just like, it's one of those, like, there are certain things that I pick up from other people or like shows or whatever that I'm like, I hate that I say this every time. But the mouthfeel of I'm on my way does hit different.
But with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be that the scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all?
Okay.
Incidentally, Knight's body was covered in dirt. Dirt that might have come from being dragged through this tunnel, that's true. Kay, what was it like down there?
Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures. Thank you, Kay.
Then let's see what you've captured.
This part pissed me off, by the way, when I was playing this game for the first time. I just watched a Smosh Mouth where she said she doesn't understand why people love it so much, which is wild to me. Yeah, I'm like... Courtney has a lot of ones that I think are very, like, good mouthfeel quotable things, where, like, the one where they were, like, doing the impersonation of medieval Angela, and, like, I'm gonna lay down. Like, that, and then the beautiful music, lower. I don't know, like, they have a cadence to which they talk sometimes that, I don't know if it's, like, that Midwestern, like, because, where did Courtney grow up? But, like, even if she didn't grow up in the Midwest, she has a Midwestern flair to her, whether purposeful or not. Yeah. Yeah, I love pretty much very silly voice they do. California, okay. Because I know Shane's from Arizona. Because I always joke that he's just Arizona boy me.
Look at that. Spoons, a fork. Guess these were for digging the tunnel.
Love the addition of the spork.
That aside, are those footprints?
Okay, so this part pissed me off because so this game is supposed to be taking place in California, right? Do you know what's on the California state flag? Maybe you don't. It's a bear. The California state flag is actually one of the cooler state flags of the United States. In case you're not American and you don't know, our 50 states each have a flag. And the California state flag has a bear, a grizzly bear or a brown bear, not sure which. And there are bears in California. There are bears here, where I live. And so and there were bears where I grew up, like, rarely they would come. And so we were taught to identify animal footprints because one of the other things that we had were coyotes, which, like, most likely won't attack a human, but, like, if they have rabies, then you gotta know, like, to watch out and, like, how to distinguish that from, like, fox or dog prints or whatever. And, like, we looked at bear prints, and bear prints are really, really distinct because bears' paws are so fucking wide. No dog has paw prints this wide. Like, period. If they have them this wide, it's also as long. Like, they're very... If you're expanding the x-axis, the y-axis is also expanding. That's kind of how dog paws work. Bear paws are wide and stout. Like height-wise, from bottom to tip of toe, small. From one side of foot to other, big. Dogs, square. Does that make sense? So this pisses me off. They're really stupid here. Y'all are supposed to be from California, and you don't know what bear footprints look like? To be fair, these bear footprints look less like bear footprints than the original game. They may have changed it to make it less obvious, but the original AAI 2, it's so obvious that they're bear prints. I mean, the scale of this whole drawing is crazy. Fair. But it's, like, also the shape of the toe. So, like, dog prints. God, I wish I could draw this. Dog prints, or any, like, canine type animal has, how do I say? They have, like, their two middle toes are parallel with each other, and then their outer toes drop down. The bear toes go almost all the way straight across parallel with just a slight dip down on those outer toes. The paw prints do make sense compared to the fork spoon, but how can a person even fit in this size of a hole? Army crawling, I guess. I could see how a person would fit in there. If a bear can, a person can. Because, like, if we're looking at the scale of the paw prints. Anyway.
Paw prints, even. From a dog, perhaps?
Edgeworth, you're stupid! Those are not dog prints. Idiot.
This is a vital piece of evidence.
If they picked up Missil's paw right now, they would notice how distinctly different a dog print is from a bear print. Cat prints as well resemble dog prints more, in that a lot of them have that, like, kind of square ratio and aren't wide, with some exceptions. I think maybe, like, a lynx or bobcat has a wider bear-like paw print. I'd have to look it up because of the snow. Like, they're out in the mountains on the snow. Not gonna lie, I don't think most people get that kind of specific paw print education. Okay. Listen, my special interest as a kid was animals. Like, part of this is just me being neurodivergent, but dog prints just don't look like that. And most people know what a dog paw print looks like. Actually, you know what? Let me see something really fast. In an iPhone keyboard, do we have a dog paw print? Is that possible? Paw print. Oh no, that's not. Oh my god. Not what I wanted. Emoji. Search. Paw. Okay, they have very ambiguous ones. But if you search, like, dog paw print on Le Google, yeah, they look very different. They are not so wide. And for a dog as big as the dog that we are referring to, a dog that big, likely his toe, this is just like a, don't different dogs have different paw prints though? Yes, but I'm talking about the ratio of the paw. So like, if you drew a square, like if you drew a box around a dog paw print, it's gonna come out almost square every time. If you draw around a bear print, it's gonna be a long rectangle because it's wider. Like if you look at a dog's paw, you'll like notice it's very like square. If anything, it's more long than it is wide. Now, wild dogs, I'm not sure, but a dog like this is probably a Mastiff. Okay, I'm gonna get really fucking autistic here for a second. A Mastiff is a large breed. You know, big ass feet. But, again, they are not wide. Their toes are huge, and their paw, like, their heel is huge. And so, that's not, it proportionally is not correct. Also, most dogs, I think, although with bigger dogs it might be harder, or longer haired dogs it might be harder to discern, but I think most dogs' toes also are more removed from the center. I don't know, it's hard to describe. But like, I think Bernese dogs, maybe other huge dogs, have wide paws. Let me look at it. That I can believe. Because let's look at it like a Great Pyrenees. Because, oh, I totally didn't spell that right. There we go. No, they're still very square in the overall ratio, though. They're not wide and only wide. Let me look at a Saint Bernard. Saint Bernard. Oh my god. Saint Bernard would be the closest, but even then, okay, so what I was saying before too was a big dog a lot of the times also has longer claws, and so the toes, the claws will often show up in the paw print. So it just, yeah, but even looking at like this, again, they're so tall and not just wide. But if any dog were going to have the wide footprints, I would believe it would be a Saint Bernard, because they have snowshoe feet, so to speak. Not literal snowshoe feet, but feet that are made to be in the mountains. I guess I just don't blame Edgeworth, the game designers, not knowing, because they probably did not do that much research. I know, but it bothers me. They live in California. They should know what bear prints look like. There are bears around. It's like where I live now, people know what bear prints look like. Because they're around. They come down from the mountains and get in people's trash. Now, if this were like, you have to discern if it's between a wolf, a coyote, a fox, and a domestic hound, then I'd be like, well, I don't fucking know. But a bear? That's like a whole different species. There are bears here and I never got taught that stuff. That's scary. Did you never see bear prints? You never go to zoo? Do they have at your zoo? This is another thing too. I've been to a lot of zoos where they have a footprint of the animal on like the placard, the info thing. Anyway, this is a vital piece of evidence.
However, it begs something of a question.
It does?
Mr. Carcerado has certainly been making use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Carcerado is immediately. If my suspicions are correct.
Huh? Ah, nuts! I didn't really go to the zoo that often. Gotcha.
The guards were alerted and they began searching for Mr. Carcerado right away. But after a thorough investigation of both the prison and the detention center...
Did he get away?
He was nowhere to be found.
No, we went to the zoo a lot. We lived like 15 minutes away. It was like one of the few things to do that was like pretty affordable when I was young. And our zoo was pretty good. Like I said, when I was talking to you the other night and I was like, actually the capital city of my state does have some pretty banger museums, I would include the zoo in that. No aquarium, but the zoo was pretty good.
Well, have the police been notified?
Yes, ma'am. We just finished liaising with them a moment ago. They've set up a cordon around the entire facility.
Good. The first blemish on a prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest.
It won't happen again, ma'am.
A rather different Warden Lagarde to the one we've seen so far.
Mr. Edgeworth, was it? I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been too little too late. Seems he might have already left the building.
I'd say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it?
I think maybe 3 times ever and I was too young to pay attention to that. Wow, only 3 times? That's crazy to me. We were at the zoo a lot. But again, like, I was really into it. We went to the zoo, and we also went to the zoo for stuff. Like, I was in, like, band and choir, and we did things there. Also, apparently, black bears are the only bears in California, and they have 5 toes. That's interesting. I wonder if they used to have brown bears, and then they moved. They stopped being in California. Because I'm pretty sure on the state flag it's a brown bear or a grizzly bear. It's not a black bear, I think. Although, well, I could be wrong. You know what? I'm not going to say that with confidence. California. We're just Googling tonight, guys. Sorry. No, it's a brown bear. Okay. Yeah. Known as the bear flag. Guys, it's known as the bear flag. It's a California grizzly. Okay, what happened to the California grizzlies? Are we sure? Are we sure that brown bears are the only ones in California anymore? Oh, they went extinct in 1924. No! Okay, well, that explains it. Oh, it's extinct. Us finding that out at the same time going, oh man. Okay, but at least I'm not crazy, right? Okay, I can give them a little bit more of a pass now if they're used to their bears having the 5 toes. Most bears. Whatever. But I stand by what I said. The width of the print should have given it away. Anyway.
What's to say there was only one tunnel, sweetie,
I suppose that's true.
Well, whatever the case, this is no time to be standing around chit-chatting. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing with your investigation?
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
And you three can get back to your posts.
I almost said poets. I misread that. Yes, ma'am. Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab.
Thanks, pal. Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Mr. Knight's cell. Or in Knight's cell, whatever.
What does this say, Mr. Edgeworth?
They've identified the blood, and it's Knight's.
1 second, I need to blow my nose. It's that wonderful time of year. The cherry blossom trees are starting to bloom. The Yamano, I think, is the one that's the lighter pink that I'm allergic to. Messing with my sinuses.
Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? We've got Knight's blood in his holding cell, a tunnel a dog clearly went through, and security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed. We have all the evidence we need. Let's see what Mr. Connors has to say for himself.
Connors? Oh, darlings, are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He's as well connected on the outside as he is in here.
I suppose he would have to be. How else would the so-called fixer stay in business?
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them a hand myself, you know.
So that's what that was all about.
He's still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct?
No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack.
You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation. Is that correct?
Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Connors is with me now. Or is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word.
A prison warden conducting interrogations herself? That's irregular, to say the least.
Let your guard down and he'll devour you whole. Be careful, darlings. You have been warned.
Wee! Here I thought things couldn't get any spicier.
I'll show you spicy. Don't mind me. Oh. My son, he's here.
Judge Gavel, I didn't expect to find you here.
We have been conducting inquiries, which, given that we are in charge of the investigation, is hardly strange. What is strange is that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? I told you that your badge was at risk, should our paths cross again. And yet, here you are.
I am sorry that you thought I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor. But I am not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I am here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourselves should have uncovered.
I don't remember what voice I gave this guy. I'll figure it out.
You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Get ready for this guy to have 3 different voices. I will not remember his voice.
I do. I promised I would be back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am.
This should be amusing. Very well. Whenever you are ready.
Objection!
Sorry. He just makes me laugh. I love him so much. Ugh. I love a guy with long bottom eyelashes. That's so important to me.
Not so fast. We have some truths of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact.
Indeed. We are now more certain than ever that Simeon Saint was the murderer, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back. Your very career hangs in the balance.
You mean you'll take his badge if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation.
Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was. And I am under no obligation to hear him out. If he is prepared to accept the potential ramifications of his actions, I will allow him one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk? To put your beloved badge on the line?
Mr. Edgeworth! Sir.
He said, bitch, please. I accept your terms. I am confident of my reasoning. And what's more, I am representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co.
And I do not intend to besmirch its name. Edgeworth. God, I forgot how good his development is in this game. I knew, in my heart of hearts that it's good, obviously, but I forgot, to what extent. Oh, okay.
My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated. Very well. Let us see whether you are brave, or simply reckless. By the power vested in me by the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me.
Fine by me. He's all yours, Gavel.
You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight the day before yesterday, I assume? He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his keys. Later, in the middle of moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That's when Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using the keys he had stolen. He slipped into the cage, and there he hid as he was wheeled to one of the prison workshops.
Okay, yeah, he did say that they were keeping some stuff in a prison workshop.
It figures she was going to bring up Mr. Saint going to Knight's cell. Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at it ourselves. Perhaps you would like to see what we found?
Can I remove the text? Okay, it's 10:14 p.m. that they're talking on the 26th, okay. Do I have an autopsy report? I don't. But is this the day he died? I don't remember the date that he died. Poop.
This is a still from the footage we received. Mr. Saint speaking with Knight at his cell. Correct. You will also note that he has positioned the cage in such a way as to obscure the camera's view. It is this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. A sound deduction based on what can be observed, wouldn't you say?
Be good. I fucking knew. I just had the fucking suspicion. Well, then I'm blowing my nose. Okay.
A blind spot.
Which means OBS is gonna fuck off. Can we behave? Behave. Psst, 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 psst. Psst, 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 psst. Behave. You can do it. I believe.
LMAO, it stuttered in such a way that it sounded like you said be good with the exact inflection 3 times. And maybe I did. I don't remember. You have to remember, I don't remember anything I say on stream. So I could have actually said be good in the same way 3 times in a row. We just don't know. But I believe it was a stutter. I believe you. I'm just saying there's also the equal possibility
that the camera wouldn't have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage if he did it all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point.
I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? I mean, to get out of his fuck-ass cell. Behave. Why are we being naughty? Can we please stop being naughty? That would be crazy if you got it to sound exactly that same like that. What is happening? You know what? I'm getting up and getting water. I assume it's stuttering for everyone else, so I'm getting up and getting more water and stretching. How about that? I can't get mad if I'm not here to see it. So think about that. It made me so mad, I just cleaned up the baking soda spot. And I'm not even kidding. The Lysol wipes are right there. Because I was like, I'll clean it up eventually, and then I just never did. But the Lysol wipes were just like there, ready for me to clean it. I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage?
There was really only one possibility. He intended to escape.
A prison break! That's so cool! Mr. Carcerado, Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it!
Oh, hell yeah.
I have to step up my game.
Kay, now is really not the time. Mr. Carcerado's escape is no laughing matter.
It is my belief that Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice.
Wow, go Simeon!
That wasn't a compliment!
I understand that the cage was briefly taken to one of the workshops.
My voice is not right.
I understand that the cage was briefly taken to one of the workshops. I imagine that had things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained in the cage until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus's equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood.
Judge Gabelle's argument seems reasonable, but there must be a fault in her logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it.
Hold it!
Your Honor, about this incident.
You have heard about it, of course. Surely any attorney worth his salt would have his sources.
Yes, I am aware of it, of course. I simply wish to confirm...
Then you are wasting both our time. Shall we continue?
Damn, girl.
Hold it!
Do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys?
I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack. Once the guard he assaulted regains consciousness, I am sure he will confirm our suspicions.
I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on her reasoning. Sorry, but I believe that there was a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There was no need, surely.
He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere, then waited for an opportune moment to present itself.
He hid the keys. I am afraid you might have made an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor. But Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. And this is the piece of evidence that proves Knight didn't have keys.
What? I guess maybe the prison search? Oh, they haven't been recovered. That's right. Hold on, I'm blowing my nose again. I'm sorry. It's that real, like, sinus drainage-y thing happening. Very annoying. I went out yesterday and took, like, a little walk around the neighborhood for my lunch break. And then it was cold today.
Take that!
I think it's these. Okay. Yeah. Got you.
Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after the assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can your theory.
I have considered the matter of the missing keys, and I do not think it's such an issue. I still believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate them. And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chess set.
Knight's chess set. The same set in which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden.
Was it? I can't help but wonder about that.
What? But you're the one who proposed it!
Actually, if you recall,
She just threw him under the bus, and it was moving.
Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's assertion.
So the two of them aren't of one mind on this, I take it.
Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside his chess set. When Mr. Saint came to see him, Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climbed into inside the cage. He was then moved from his holding cell to that workshop in the prison proper, all with the help of his friend and accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard.
Objection!
But Mr. Saint was a part of that performance. How would he even have time to commit the murder?
Overruled!
How indeed. Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performances follow a set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example.
She's done her homework, I see.
The suspect played the role of the antagonist opposite the Elephantine? Unsure. Heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails, and the villain is defeated. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine.
He's sent flying by the elephant?
Isn't that dangerous?
Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes.
And you're saying the crime took place during that time?
Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
Committing the crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell.
I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into evidence.
Objection!
And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind.
God, I wish I had that hammer.
Very well. Would you be so good as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell?
Blood?
Take that!
This appears to be a photograph of a floor.
Sorry, I was just looking at her cloak. I was thinking, so I got a brooch, a real proper, someone made a brooch that is the exact design of Morgana's brooch from the House of Fata Morgana, the butterfly clasp, and, like, it's, like, perfect, because the clasp that I have, I sewed on myself with, like, my friend 3D printed a butterfly, and I like it, but the problem is that the butterfly is a little too big, and also would, like, sometimes tilt, but the way that this works is it's, like, a pin, so the backing, like, stays and it won't tilt, and it also will keep the cloak closed. And I was like, as I was removing the old brooch and putting on the new one this afternoon, I was like, man, I wish we had cloak. I know the, like, no capes, but, like, cloaks, man, they're so cool. It's so funny because there's, like, ponchos, but ponchos aren't as cool. Or at least ponchos as taken by white women and put into fashion are not cool. Ponchos that are, like, worn as ponchos should be are cool. But capes, like, man, we should really bring back, like, cloaks.
Almighty Goddess of Justice, grant me patience. That floor you're so dismissive of, Your Honor, has traces of Knight's blood on it.
Traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives.
Objection!
I don't, but someone does. I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you might say, but a reliable one.
Aww. Him calling Gumshoe reliable is really sweet, actually. Oh, hell yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. We should bring back cloaks. Hers is awesome. Like, the whole reason I want, like, I don't really want to cosplay her, but I would cosplay her for the cloak. I would totally wear cloaks if it was cold enough for it. There are some modern day cloaks that have little armholes that you can use too. That I really want one day, but they're usually really expensive because they're like high fashion. Maybe next time I inherit money if someone passes away in my family. Anyway.
The detective. How very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before you decided to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police.
Oh no! Now Gummy's badge is on the line too!
Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well.
Oh, God. Edward and Gumshoe's relationship growth is also fantastic in both investigation games, but especially this one.
I will enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence. However...
Objection!
Bad luck, idiots! You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless!
Mr. Winner, I'd forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted.
I just butted in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. Are you saying the mutt also wiped the blood up before it left the scene? Uh-oh. What other tricks can it do, huh? A blood-wiping dog? You're a joke!
Goddess is like, well, you would have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, Helmut, yes, you would.
Yeah, dude.
What?
That was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence after all.
So Sebastian / Eustace. Sorry, you just have to get used to me calling him Sebastian, I fear.
Saved by an assassin of all people.
Jeez Louise, you could have just taught the little guy to shake hands.
Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox.
Oh, is it like holding a hand and shaking? That's really funny.
Yeah. First, he bites down hard on the victim's hands. Then, la 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 la, I'm not listening.
Oh, I love this game.
I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering.
Your understanding is much appreciated.
Wait! I'm not done yet! I just thought of something else!
Overruled.
Oh boy, somebody's taking no prisoners.
Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me?
All yours, Gavel.
Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin's dog was the killer. My position is the same as it was yesterday, until you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center. I cannot accept your theory into evidence.
Hold it!
We can.
I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog could freely travel between the prison and the detention center.
Tunnel.
Take that!
Secret tunnel.
This is... It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison.
Whoa, 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 what? A secret passageway?
It was dug by one Mr. Rocco Carcerado, escapee. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held. Well, this is certainly a surprise. To think that it was beneath our feet this entire time. Mr. Connus, you knew of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it's the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder.
Overruled!
She's not done slaying yet.
In the name of the goddess of justice. Overruled! Mr. Edgeworth, you are out of line.
Hold it!
How so, Your Honor?
Overruled!
Evidence is everything. Whether in a court of law or at the scene of an investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens that I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report.
I've been waiting. His autopsy report.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so good to have this tossed in your face now, does it? Whoa, when did we get that?
How do you not know you had it?
The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The goddess of justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death, stab wound to the throat. And the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about, like, how steady your hands would have to be to hit the same spot every time.
But its overall nature seemed to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with your flight of fancy? Or will you now claim that the dog used a knife instead?
Hold on. No, let me... I want to save. I realized I haven't saved this whole time. Should probably do that. Okay, what did Edgeworth say? He said...
But that's impossible! That will be all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. But the tunnel, the paw prints.
Hold it. What of them? Helmut is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened across this tunnel one day. Although, I couldn't say for certain. I myself cannot wander quite so freely.
That would be quite a coincidence, but I can't prove it's not the case either.
She sure knows how to keep a secret, huh? Kinda wish she'd kicked us in the teeth a little earlier with that. She was rage bait. Oh my god. You know how people make those tier lists of, like, rage baiter versus the rage baited? She leans rage baiter. Which is so funny. Edgeworth is getting baited, and everyone around him is a rage baiter. Phoenix, Maya, Kay, Emma, well, Gumshoe is baited. Gumshoe gets baited. He and Gumshoe are the only ones who gets baited. Or Gumshoe unintentionally rage baits if he does it all. And same with Sebastian / Eustace. Fender, and now Gaval. I'm obsessed with that, actually.
She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. You are the lead attorney for the defense, correct, Mr. Fender? See, this is the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay.
Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up.
Instantaneous death, okay.
Yep, this all checks out. Yep.
Mr. Fender, a handshake is not necessary when receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic, after all.
I was just trying to be friendly, Your Honor.
Had you lingered a moment longer, the goddess of justice would have spoken to you through my gavel. I will beat you to death.
Alright, I got it.
Nice work, Gavel. Just like we planned it.
God, I love him.
I did only as you instructed, Eustace. But thank you.
This report came from the police. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy. But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that takes Canis out of the running.
The goddess of justice speaks to me, Mr. Edgeworth, and she is merciful. She tells me that you might yet keep your badge if you will finally abandon this fruitless quest.
Oh, what's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time. What do you think, Detective? My answer remains the same, Judge Gaval. I will see my duty done, and I will not be intimidated.
Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede? This may very well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread.
Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as an associate attorney. My client.
The goddess of justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy.
Hold it.
Hold it. Attaboy, Miles. That's what I like to see. Looks like the defense never rests is really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first.
My father?
In fact, I could swear I saw Gregory's spirit in you for a second there. You said that you've changed since your days in Von Karma's shadow. I didn't believe you at first, but I'm starting to.
No.
Thank you, Fender.
Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on. It's make or break time. If it's true that Knight was offed by a oh my god, I can't read. If it's true that Knight was offed with a bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart?
A bladed weapon.
Of course!
There were 5 chisels in Connis's cell when we last looked. A former assassin certainly wouldn't struggle to commit a murder with a tool like that. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was...
Have you quite finished? It would be in your best interest to concede. She's like, God, this fucking guy.
Evidence is everything. It may well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade? Then where is it? The guards didn't find it.
Why can't you let this go? So what if they didn't find it? What are you driving at?
What if I were to tell you that I now know what the real murder weapon was? And it was right under our noses the whole time. Indeed. It was one of Mr. Connis's chisels.
What?
Overruled.
I love that animation.
I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible, half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog. I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of a crime. If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question of what exactly it was we saw in the security footage.
Oh yeah, the security footage. How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants?
An excellent question. If the footage shows...
The dog jumping on somebody.
Mr. Connis's dog jumping up at Knight. The dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill the man.
He didn't?
No, Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag a corpse through the tunnel. He dragged an alive but unconscious Knight. The real killer was the dog's master.
Oh, I get it! By bringing Knight here, Mr. Connis could finish the job.
And he could definitely use one of his chisels to do it.
Correct. You, Bodhidharma Connis. You're the only one who could have done it.
Objection.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you ever get this on your report card? Refuses to listen, must learn to respect others.
Are you asking me or confessing to what's on yours?
Damn. Rip.
We already searched Mr. Connis's cell from top to bottom. Right, Gavel?
Yes, we even inspected his chisels. All 4 of them. There wasn't a single speck of blood.
Hold it.
Burn. Loud and correct buzzer.
Why, thank you, Your Honor. You have just confirmed my theory. I have? What exactly do you mean? The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4.
Oh yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5.
And the one that's missing is...
The small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel.
Mr. Connis, where did you hide that chisel?
A pocket chisel? And what use might I have for such a thing, I am rarely allowed to leave my cell. In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. You've dug your own grave, Mr. Connis. You seem to have an idea where this missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us? For a man who can't leave his cell of his own volition, Connis could have only hidden the chisel here.
Take that.
Mr. Connis is still a prisoner despite the comfort he enjoys.
He is rarely allowed outside of his cell. He could have given the chisel to his dog to leave somewhere, but that would have been far from ideal. He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up.
Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth.
Furthermore, this room is the one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? A fact he took full advantage of. Ah, the old keep the incriminating evidence close routine. Classic.
Objection!
But I looked! I searched the whole cell myself, and there's just nowhere he could have hidden it!
Objection!
I am certain that the murder weapon is here, and that the reason why no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner.
Hold it. Do enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What was my ingenious plan? Think!
Sorry. God, that meme, like, ruined my ability to say that any other way.
Sorry, I'm going to take out the cushion from underneath me. In trying to correct, like, my posture, I can't do it all at once. You know what I mean? I have to do it in baby steps, because otherwise, ow, oh my god. Because otherwise, my back gets really angry like it did just now, and I moved, and my whole jaw shifted. Oh. All I did was turn my head. Boo, I hated that. Luckily it didn't make a noise. At least I don't think it did. I'm sorry if you did hear something.
Think, Miles. There must be a hiding spot he could make use of. Think about when you came here previously. What are you missing? Oh, he's not showing us out permanently, right?
Let's get out of here! Come on!
The dog. He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Connus even encouraged him to do so. That must be it. I knew something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon.
Giving up already. I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
As well you should, if you were to give me a moment. Or if you would give me a moment. For this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Big mastiff dog has big mastiff mouth.
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today.
Oh my god, I just noticed the Buddha statue in the background. It's a dog's face. It's his dog's face. I did not notice that before. I was wondering what the fuck was going on with it because it looked strange and I was like, maybe it's an unfinished carving. It's a Buddha or like a deity, maybe a Hindu god. It is a deity with the dog's face. That's so cute. I love him. Sometimes Blorbo is a unknown age man who used to kill people.
Mr. Connus, if you would be so kind as to open Helmut's mouth.
Oh, come now. He has embarked because he is a well-behaved boy. I had to order him to last time.
Then order him again, this instant.
It's not like we're asking for the world, Mr. Connus. Or do you have something to hide?
If you insist. Come on, Helmut. Open up.
And there we have it. A chisel that small was easily enough for a dog.
What?
What was he saying? With his size. That's so fucking funny.
A chisel? In the dog? Why is there a chisel in the dog?
I thought he'd been strangely quiet. I guess his brain is finally caught up. Sorry. I love him.
I love him. He's so stupid. We need the fucking, like, AOL dial-up loading noise again, but for for Eustace at that part. Like the pause and then it like loads. Bing bang boom boom. Boom. Like all the noises. Oh my god. It is one of those times I do wish I had a soundboard so I could do the ding doo 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 ba-ding noise for him.
Eustace? Why don't you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell them it's urgent.
Okay. Him on the phone with forensics like, guys, they're like, what are you what? Our findings are as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel. What?
Not such a half-baked theory after all, was it? Alright, so we're all on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah?
The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. Mr. Conness, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself.
Maybe he will, but I am gonna take a short little like 2-minute break and stretch again and get more water again and rest my voice. Does this still work? Can I? Yeah, okay. BRB. Okay. Watch it give me a to be continued here, I'll scream.
We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk your way out of this one?
You will never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny?
Poor Helmut. How could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I shall simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I have grown tired of killing.
Something's not right. Why is he so calm?
Very well. The court will hear Mr. Conness's testimony.
If you would be so kind.
Gladly. Perhaps you might begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. I never knew this knight. I had no contact with him. No connection whatsoever.
Oh my god, I never noticed his little ear perks up when he turns his head. Do it again, that was so cute.
Given that this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Ah, could it be that you are suggesting that it was my canine companion who had the motive instead? Helmut only bares his fangs when I tell him to. I am not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know.
I mean, when he puts it that way.
An assassin who only kills his acquaintances? Not the soundest business model, I agree.
My work requires me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder for its own sake, that's not my style.
So I need to prove a link between Knight and Conness. I should go over the evidence again and see what I can discover.
I don't need to discover anything. I remember. Because we know already. They were correspondences with each other. Suspicious. Hold on, I just want to, like, if you move the text over and we do this again, look at his ear. The ear closer to Conness. Oh my god, that's so cute! Do it again. Again. Yeah! Oh, I love a big dog.
Hold it!
I'm puzzled by this focus on motive. Aren't you an assassin?
Assassin or not, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't spill blood for nothing. Either in a professional, nor in a private capacity. That's just not how it's done, is it, boy? No, it's not.
Hold it!
You didn't know who he was? That's quite unlike you, Mr. Conness.
You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth. Perhaps you had a harder time putting me in here than I had realized, but I am no master criminal.
That said, you are no run-of-the-mill prisoner either. You are the fixer, correct? I find it highly unlikely that a man in such a position would have no knowledge of the new detainee at all.
Hold it. And you have a rather inflated idea of my position. I have my connections, yes, but I am not all-knowing. And I knew nothing of Mr. Knight.
Hold it!
You're an assassin. Since when have you needed a motive?
He's a strange man, isn't he, Helmut? Yes, he is. Is he a fool? A genius? It's so hard to say.
Objection!
Drop the act, Mr. Conness, and answer the question.
No, you will answer mine. Who am I, Mr. Edgeworth? I am the very same person you caught. An assassin, a murderer for hire. Were I one to kill without rhyme or reason, I would still be free to recite sutras in peace out there.
Hold it!
Don't drop frames, please. Don't do it.
Of course not, but your dog was trained to kill.
What is this man talking about? Helmet? Okay, fine. If you're gonna do that, I'm blowing my nose again. I love that, like, Helmut's ear, like, perked up when he was saying this. It's so cute. Why would he say such an awful thing about you? He is a silly man. That's what he is, yes.
Then perhaps he killed the wrong person. That would explain the lack of motive.
Hold it. Do your precious police dogs attack people willy-nilly? Have some respect, Mr. Edgeworth. If you are going to accuse Helmut of something, at least show us some evidence to back up your claims.
I would if I had any.
Hold it!
Then you must have done so, didn't you? You ordered Knight's death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you'll have to try harder than that. Have you forgotten what I just said? I did not know Mr. Knight. I did not even know that name. If you are going to insist otherwise, then the least you can do is show us some sort of proof. He must show us some proof, mustn't he, Helmut? Yes. Yes, he must.
This guy's just like me for real.
Maybe when I'm talking to other people's dogs and I have a full conversation with them. When my coworker brings her dog to the office and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fang over her fucking Discord call, and then he answers me and I go, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Fang. Just like me, for real.
Whether it was Connus or his dog that committed the killing, Knight wouldn't be dead if Connus himself hadn't wanted him to be. So my first order of business should be to prove that Connus and Knight knew each other.
Okay. Let's take a little save.
Get fucked.
Objection!
You're getting sloppy, Mr. Connus. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require a human touch. We found this in the victim's room. It's the record of a game of correspondence chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board.
What?
The number of possible games has been calculated to be 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end.
Okay, nerd. Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 120 times over, right? 100, 1000. I give up. I mean, what do you even call a number that big?
A vanishingly unlikely coincidence, that's what. Now, tell us why you killed Knight.
Also, is it really possible that it's that low of a percentage chance to have those exact layout of moves?
Unless, that is, you would prefer to explain the coincidence?
Well, they do say the truth is stranger than fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence. But that's totally impossible! We just proved that! A coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was the victim, you see. And yet here we are. Helmut is surprised as I am, aren't you, Helmut? Yes. Yes. I suppose there's nothing for it but to finally tell the truth, boy? The other prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. There was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was, minding my own business, when here comes Helmut, dragging a corpse of all things. I had quite the shock. Not least because the murder weapon was still in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, I was none too keen on becoming a suspect, so I had Helmut take the body to the workshop. Once there, he removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked.
The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop.
Indeed he did. Removing it here would have made an awful mess after all.
You know something? That makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Sawit said, Mr. Edgeworth? That huge black dog had sunk its terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish. Utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. I see. So what Mr. Sawit actually saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon then.
Precisely. I can't say I wasn't a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy. It's not like you to slip up like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is about all there is to tell. I did not kill the man. At most, I am responsible for the removal of the weapon. Now, will that be all? Poor Helmut is growing restless.
Objection!
Sorry, but if you could just entertain us for just a little longer, Mr. Connus. The stream time, I wanted to lengthen it. Fender. No offense, Paleo, but I don't think you've quite told us everything. I'm sure we'd all like to know why you thought you needed to pull the chisel out in the first place. He's right. It makes sense that he would move the body to avoid suspicion, but Connus had no reason at all to recover the murder weapon.
So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought.
Please answer the question, Mr. Connus.
It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel. The one around Helmut's neck. Have a very distinctive design, if you will.
It's apparently very complicated math, but an estimate of the number of legal chess positions is 10 to the 50th power, so extremely unlikely. That's crazy. Wow. That's really crazy to think about. What about, can you, while you're like Googling things, can you look up in comparison the number of positions possible for like a game of checkers to be the same? Also, I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. No, but at least, hey, you're going to have like a clean house. Love to see that. I have a confession. I have another place where I spilled baking soda, but it's on one of my shoes. It's on my summer shoe. And I don't know how to go about like wiping it up. I probably could just take a Lysol wipe to it and it'll be fine, but I've just left it there. It'll neutralize any odors. Of course. They were something of a trademark of yours, were they not? I don't get it. How does that even work? Wow. Bodhidharma Connus. The blind butcher. His appearance always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear.
You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well.
Your knife and its attached bell were one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you.
Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only 2 in existence.
Just 2?
2 and only 2. One for my knife, and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted. Utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all. And I must be able to use my tools. Precisely.
God, this is a little off topic. But I was thinking about Japan earlier, as I often do, and I was thinking about Hiroshima. And I was looking in Hiroshima for like a place that does Hanko, but with like old characters, and because I was looking for my friend's family name. And I couldn't find it, but it was so cool to go in to a place where they like traditionally make the stamps. Like imagining also the like making bells or any of that kind of like craft work, like watching them blow glass. There's a place in Walt Disney World actually on Main Street. I don't know if they still do it, but there's the glass blower like place that you can go and watch, which is really, really cool. That shit is so awesome to me. Like humans are so distinct in many ways, I think. And we are not distinct in that
many other species like to create, but the width or the breadth of the things that we are able to create and have figured out how to make art is so cool. I only gathered all the boxes and stuff into 3 big boxes. I still have to actually take it all down the 4 flights of stairs. Oh no. Let me check on the checkers. Okay, I'm waiting patiently. And I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. Huh. Then why does the bell exist twice? When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel. An ordinary chisel.
It's certainly no assassin's blade.
Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement. Compounding the matter is the fact that I am the only person in this prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that I would become the prime suspect.
So someone set you up.
And so, the chisel had to be removed and hidden.
Hold it!
You still claim that all you did was have the dog move the body? That you had nothing to do with the killing?
Hold it. How could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why not have it checked for fingerprints?
I mean, it's gonna have your fingerprints on it if you checked it to be a chisel.
Eustace.
Huh? Me? I don't know how to check for prints.
Get forensics.
Oh, right. Sure thing.
Oh, wait.
Oh, we got him. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knight's.
About 500 billion possible positions for checkers, or 5 times 10 to the 20th. So that's less, but still a lot. That's crazy. Damn.
They're Mr. Knight's.
And Mr. Connis's?
Nope. Just Mr. Knight's. Oh, and forensics said there is no sign of any prints having been wiped off.
Only Knight's fingerprints. This isn't good.
Should I get them to check again?
Now do you see? I have never so much as touched that chisel.
How did you know it was a chisel?
Helmut carried it in his mouth. That is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last.
So the murder weapon belonged to the victim. Ooh, that's not helpful.
As I said, I have not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Or do you wish to suggest otherwise?
Yeah, quite a bit less, but still a huge amount. Yeah. I've got nothing to counter with. But what could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be.
I am sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you do not find a solution to your current predicament, and quickly, I will have little choice but to relieve you of your badge. Even my patience has a limit, and I will not tolerate you throwing this investigation into chaos. Am I clear?
You've done it now, sir. She's serious.
Is she ever not serious?
I hate to admit it, but the fingerprints turned everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one.
Wait, something doesn't add up. A few things, actually. Thank you, Kay. What would Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for? You can do a lot with a chisel, child. Break out of prison, for one. Alright, then how did he get it in here? There's no way the guards would let him bring a super sharp tool in with him. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth! You can't stand there hemming and hawing just because of a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? It doesn't matter how we get there. As long as we save Simeon in the end. We can't give up now. Or ever.
Yeah, what she said.
Aw.
I'll second that. You want me around with that, Kay? I'm half tempted to offer you a job for real. It's like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said. What do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses?
The heart of those words?
It's like this. As defense attorneys, our client's fate rests on our shoulders. We're the only ones they can turn to. Simeon's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest, not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you?
I'm an associate with the defense now. No. I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I have chosen. And that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties.
And he's failed his father. He doesn't say it, but that's what he means. That's awful.
I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon Saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I must simply find another.
There we go. That's the Miles Edgeworth I know. Now let's find that new path forward. We can start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison. Probably the chest set, right?
I assume this.
Usually it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into this facility undetected.
Because of the security gates, right?
Correct. But we already know that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough as of late. Namely, the gate at the entrance to the detention center.
That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check.
Are you telling me that the chest set wasn't put through the metal detector?
It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late. Oh my god, Go is more than 10 to the 170th power legal moves. Insane. Yeah, I believe that. Of what I know of Go. What about Shogi? Shogi's also got to be something crazy like chess. But not as few as checkers. But not as many as Go.
Knight took advantage of this little oversight and had Mr. Saint bring him the chisel, hidden inside his pocket chess set.
That does answer one of our questions, and it suggests that the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's, and not Mr. Connis's.
However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That of the security footage in which Knight is attacked by a dog. How does one explain it if Mr. Connis was not the culprit?
But then how do you explain his prints not being on the murder weapon? This one's a real three-piper.
The court, too, finds itself wanting for a satisfactory explanation.
Wait, sir. I think it might be time to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing secret weapon number 4, Little V.
What sort of name is that, detective?
I came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video footage.
An excellent idea. Perhaps then you might finally see that I am telling the truth.
Who knows if there's anything to be found, but it has to be worth a try.
Sorry, I'm retying back my hair if you hear noise.
Alright, want me to talk you through how to use it, sir?
Seeing as I'm not exactly familiar with video analysis techniques, perhaps I should hear him out.
Yes, please.
If you could run me through its functions, detective, that would be most appreciated.
Yes, sir. So basically, you just gotta do what you always do. Examine anything that catches your eye.
And I can examine things with X, I see.
Next up, see those controls at the bottom of the screen? The panels on the left and right let you rewind or fast forward, and you can use the middle one to pause. Get used to those and you're golden, sir.
It seems I can also press R to fast forward or L to rewind the footage. And I can press A to pause.
When the video's paused, you can go to the previous frame with L or the next frame with R. Gotcha. Or just use the same control panels I showed you earlier. Lastly, I better explain how to zoom in. Just line up the old cursor with the area you want to take a closer look at, then use the panel in the bottom right, and little V will do the rest.
It's got these 2 expanding arrows right on it. Can't miss it, sir.
Would it appear I can zoom in by pressing Y, too?
By the way, even when you're zoomed in, you can still examine stuff, just like in regular view. Also, you can make use of previous and next frame to get a good look at what's really happening. Only thing you can do when you're zoomed in is play the footage, so there's that.
I see. And how do I zoom out again?
Just use the panel in the lower right again, sir. See how it's gone from expanded to collapsing on the arrows there? That's because you're zoomed in. Or use Y again. And that about sums it up. Now let's fire a little V up for real. Remember, just examine anything that catches your eye and you'll do fine.
The footage from Knight's holding cell. Other than the victim being attacked by that dog, I can't see what else it might show us. But suppose we're wrong. What could we be looking at instead? Could the person in the footage be someone other than Knight?
Hold on. Before we get into this, how much longer is this section? Man. I just had like the craziest moment just now. I've written fan fiction for most of my life, honestly, like since 3rd grade. And but there was a while where I wasn't reading fic like at all. I was only writing it. And it was because I didn't have like good computer access. And then I just got used to only writing it. And then when I got into Ace Attorney that I started reading fic again. And the reason I remember that is because instead of bookmarking the fic to read in my mark later on AO3, I actually bookmarked it on my tabs on my phone browser. This fic came up when I typed in Ace Attorney. It popped up. If you're wondering what the fic was, it was Legal Partners, which is kind of a classic. It's not I don't think it's the best fic of all time or anything, but it's a classic. And that was one of the fics that got me. It was not the first fic I read coming into it, but it was one of the fics that got me back into reading fic again. Okay, this I think might be a good place to stop.
The person in the footage be someone other than Knight? And if so, could whatever's attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage.
You never know what you're gonna see once you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure.
What in this footage seems odd?
Okay, we can watch. We'll do this part and then we'll stop. Okay. Zoom. Can I...
I must be seeing things. I should take another look. If nothing seems off at first glance, zooming in might help.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright. Oh. That is not a fucking dog. Shocker. That's not a dog.
Wait, that's... I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we are looking at here is no dog.
I can't find anything about legal shogi positions, but it looks like 10 to the 224 power. Jesus. Okay. That was way more than I expected.
This animal is...
bear.
Boku wa kuma, kuma, kuma. Kuruma janai. Inu janai yo. Kuma, kuma, kuma.
There had better have been an Utada joke in the Japanese dub.
That's not a dog, it's a bear.
What? So the paw prints from the photo I took.
Were not canine, but ursine.
A bear.
So could that mean? Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? And if we were mistaken about the creature in the footage, it's not inconceivable that we were mistaken about the person in the footage too.
Maybe there's something in there that could prove it, sir. Something that shows it wasn't Knight.
You're right. We can't see the person's face, which means a direct identification is out of the question.
If the ratio of legal to total is anything like chess, then legal is probably around 10 to the 75th power. Still crazy.
But perhaps there's something that can tell us who they are indirectly.
Indirectly? Like the mirror?
Yes, it's certainly worth a look.
Alright. I need to have like fast reflexes. It's easier if I just go frame by frame, I think. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and play. Okay. Ah!
The figure is reflected in the mirror here too. Is that a hat?
Say, doesn't that look like the hats the guards wear, sir? There was a guard uniform that got stolen. No, geez. Is that what I think it is?
Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently?
Not that I've heard of.
So this may not be a guard at all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter of the hat.
Take that!
So, no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed?
A guard disguise? I guess it might work. Wait, weren't we just talking about someone?
We were indeed. Someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. We had assumed that it was Knight in the security footage.
Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory.
Perhaps. But now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera.
And who was that, Mr. Edgeworth? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be?
Have you not been paying attention? It's this guy. Walk in.
I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It is none other than Rocco Carcerado, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion.
But the bear in that video is all black.
Indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur
is... Where is it? Oh, maybe it's not the thing I thought it was. Hold on, I'm thinking. Is this? Yes, okay, I was like, I knew why, but I didn't know what evidence. I was like, it's the mud pack.
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank saw its testimony.
Huh, that's the rubber glove I dropped.
Would you care to explain why it's so dirty?
Oh, of course! That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened.
I see. Around what time would this have been?
Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 a.m. perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no trance quite like the trance one enters when one slathers an animal with thick black mud. Such a weird line.
While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment. And that animal could have been... Indeed, our polar bear.
Overruled.
Mr. Edgeworth, your latest assertion simply introduces yet another contradiction. The footage from the security camera.
I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Sawat mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway. And this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage.
It does?
Yes, let's put it this way. When would you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay?
If it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 a.m.
In which case, something isn't right about the footage.
Really? And what's that?
What new contradiction does the security footage introduce relative to when it was recorded?
This.
Take that.
Time. いつも近すぎて言えなかった好きだと It's a song called Time.
Mr. Sawat said he had administered the treatment at around 9 a.m. In which case, the security footage should also show a time of around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3. Mr. Conness, who remained in his cell in maximum security. Mr. Sawat, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop. And Rocco Carcerado, who had been awaiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sawat before entering the tunnel.
Oh, there you go.
And then the bear slipped out of Mr. Sawat's grasp to run after its human. Mr. Sawat would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Conness's dog retrieving the murder weapon from Mr. Knight's body. It all fits perfectly, except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off.
But why would the timestamp be wrong?
Detective, I would like you to have the security camera examined. Right away, please.
I love the gold light coming from Conness's cell. I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... Seems like the time codes can slip on these cameras if they lose power.
What?
They are pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off.
Which would mean the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point.
Ruh-roh. That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him, considering, well, you know, he kind of seemed like the only suspect. Turns out, that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy.
Which may not necessarily have been a lie.
Darlings, there you all are.
Hey girl, what's up?
How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along?
Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carcerado, I believe he may still be on the premises. He is disguised as a guard. Here's the proof, should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape is our man. And if I am correct, he may even be right here in this room with us now.
Hey, Mr. Carcerado would have been wearing a bracelet, right?
Yes, a bracelet that could easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed.
Sorry, I'm just noticing the cop who's looking directly at the camera is like the funniest shit in the world to me. He's standing there like a fucking Danganronpa character.
So if he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to finally make his escape.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose he could. He'd just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and... Oh my. He's one of you, isn't he? He's right here now.
Oh. Look! It's Teddy! It was the guy looking directly at the camera! That's so funny!
Hey, paws off! Get your mitts off of me, you big palooka! Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions. Ah! Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, I'd... What a thing it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Carcerado? I'm almost envious.
Gods, apprehend this man!
A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If we are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course.
I can hardly say no now, can I?
Well, come on then. Hit me with your best... Hit me with your best shot! Mr. Carcerado's escape route led directly into Knight's cell. So it's highly possible he has something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered.
Alright. Unfortunately, this is where we leave off for the health of my voice. Which, this did work. I don't talk on Saturdays, like, at all. I took little breaks, and that helped a lot. I'm feeling a lot less like my voice is going to die. So, success. Yippee! But anyway, that means it's into stream. Next week, Friday and Saturday should still be good for streaming. Although I will be talking on Saturday next week. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. I might switch, like, the days, like, which days I'm doing what. 'Cause I'm doing a call with my friend who lives in the Czech Republic. I'm very excited to talk to her again. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And if... I don't know, if I also... Something to consider also is if I do a mid-week stream, I can always, like, substitute in. So we'll see. But... you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Please. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask. It will help with the allergies. Promi. Eat the rich. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. Which is hopefully soon. Okay, bye!